Hi, I'm Matthew Cox, Marketing Director at Bob's Red Mill Natural Foods.
And I'm Sarah House, Bob's Red Mill Food Innovation Chef. Today we're going to show you how to make a peach pie using our brand new gluten-free pie crust mix.
Okay, well, so this is our new gluten-free pie crust mix.
Correct.
And it's an awesome new product.
It is so awesome.
It has brown rice flour, it has potato starch, tapioca starch.
Correct.
A little bit of sugar.
A little bit of sugar.
Salt.
A little bit of salt.
What am I missing? Xanthan gum.
A little bit of xanthan gum. Just to help it hold together.
Okay, so that sounds simple enough.
Yeah. This one package is going to give you 2 single crust 9-inch pies or 1 double crust 9-inch pie. All right, so the first thing we want to do is we want to add our fat. You want to make sure that your fat is very, very cold, and it's best to have it cubed ahead of time. For this mix, we're going to use 12 tablespoons of cold cubed butter and 8 tablespoons of cold cubed shortening.
Why does it have to be cold?
It's good to have it cold because you want that fat to keep its shape as much as possible. As soon as this dough gets into the oven and that fat starts to melt, that's what's going to make the layers into a flaky, crispy crust.
Flaky. Flaky's good.
Flaky is good.
Okay,
For
great.
pie, it's good. We are going to make this one by hand, so we're going to use a pastry cutter. If you don't have a pastry cutter, you could also use 2 forks. You could even use your hands, but I don't advise that just because it gets the butter a little bit warmer.
Okay.
If you have a food processor, that's a whole other easy way to do it, but we're doing it by hand. So all you're going to do is you're going to start cutting the butter and shortening into the flour. You want to get it to be about the size of large peas.
Okay.
And when you are all done, then we're going to add some ice cold water. What I like to do is I make a little well in the very center of all the dry ingredients, and then I just use a tablespoon. So I'm going to start with 6, and I just kind of sprinkle it over the top. Try and keep it in that well in the center, and then you just get in there with your hands.
That doesn't look like very much.
It's not very much water, but you don't want a lot of water. If you get too much liquid in your crust, it's going to be soggy, it's going to be sticky, and when it bakes off, it's just going to be really hard and dense.
Okay.
So what I like to do when it's starting to come together in a big clump like this is to turn it out onto my work surface, and then just bring it together by hand. We're going to divide it into 2 about even-sized packets.
Okay.
Just wrap that up. Flatten it a little bit so it's more of a disc instead of a big ball. Just like that. Perfect.
Okay.
All right, and we're gonna put it in the fridge for about an hour. So we're gonna start with about 6 cups of sliced peaches.
Okay.
You can pour those into your big bowl. And then you can also add that lemon juice.
Add the lemon juice? Okay.
And in the meantime, I'm going to mix up all of our dry ingredients so they're evenly incorporated so you don't get a big pocket of cinnamon in your pie. So a cup of sugar, 1/4 of a cup of tapioca starch, have 1/8 of a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and then just a pinch each of ground nutmeg and salt. I'm just going to mix these up so they're nice and incorporated. And then we add the dry to the peaches. And then give it a good stir.
So it's not just peaches inside the pie, just
peaches.
the magic.
We're going to make them a little bit
inside of the pie.
sweeter,
Okay.
and we're going to add a little bit of spice to kind of bring out that peachy flavor.
And the starch in here
The
just.
starch is going to help gel all of the juices that those juicy peaches are going to release. Otherwise, you'd have peach soup in a pie shell.
Oh, that looks brilliant.
So that's looking pretty good. The next thing we'll need
Now
to
what?
do is we'll need to get our dough that has been chilling for an hour out of the refrigerator. We're going to roll that out, and we are going to put together our pie.
Okay.
Okay.
This is the tough part.
If you can do it, anybody can do it. So gluten-free flours are a little bit different, and they are really sticky, and they have a tendency to be really wet. So in order to make this pie crust usable, and you can transition over into your pie pan, we roll between sheets of plastic. And then you start rolling just like you would a wheat pie crust. And I find it's also helpful to flip the pie dough. So if you feel comfortable doing it, you just flip it over like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then start rolling again.
Okay. Well, I have a little piece coming off here.
It's going to happen. And that's one of the really convenient things actually about making a gluten-free pie crust is that it's so easy to patch it back together. If you're making a wheat pie crust, your patches are going to show. It's going to be thicker in some parts. This, you can just mold it back into one piece. We're going to flip this in. So this can be a little tricky, but like I said, if it cracks, not a problem. you can just piece everything back together.
Nice
There
job.
you go. Pie is in the pan. Then all you need to do
Just settle it in there.
is just settle it in.
Okay.
I think that looks pretty good. Maybe patch that little crack right there. Now.
That looks perfect.
Doesn't it look good? While we roll out the top shell, I think that I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator so it stays cold.
Okay.
Okay, I'll be right back. You know, this is actually easier than making a wheat pie crust because you don't have to worry about the crust getting tough by overworking the dough and creating a lot of gluten.
Because there's no
Gluten in it. So Matt, if you want to grab those awesome peaches that you've spent a couple hours slicing earlier today.
Okay. Those smell so good.
I know, I kind of just want to eat them right
No,
now.
we're making pie.
Okay, fine. It looks like a lot of peaches, but keep in mind that they are going to cook down, which means that they're going to shrink a little bit in size.
I don't take it off the plastic. I just put this
No.
whole thing right on top.
Just go smack.
Like that?
Beautiful.
Okay. It's a little bit.
That's okay. Go ahead.
me.
Let's go ahead and just take the plastic off.
Take the plastic off. Okay. It's a
Be a
little
little-
off center.
That's okay.
Can we move it or do we?
I wouldn't move it.
Just
I would do
go.
is I would take these scraps that we
Oh,
have.
and just transplant a little bit.
You got it.
Okay.
Well done.
It's working out. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm patching.
It looks good, but you know what?
It's
I
kinda
think
rustic.
What we're gonna do to make it look better is that we're gonna flute the edges of the crust, so you have a
Okay.
nice, home-style looking pie. And you just push your thumb in to the pie crust while pushing your two fingers on the other side. So what you're pretty much doing, are you just making these little triangles? Okay, well, I'm gonna cut some vents, and I'm just gonna do 4. And this is just going to help all the steam escape. If you don't cut a vent in your pie crust, then it's just the filling is going to explode all over. It's going to rip your crust apart. It's not going to look nearly as pretty as you wanted it to.
Now what do we do? Just
So-
stick it in the oven?
It would actually be good to chill this for a little bit, because remember, we've been messing with this dough a lot. The heat of our hands, heat
So
from
more
rolling.
chilling.
So, it'd be good to pop it in the freezer for maybe 15, 20 minutes. Just to finish it off, give it a nice, crisp, sparkly, sweet top, we're going to brush with a little bit of milk, sprinkle with a little bit of sugar, and it's go straight into a 400-degree oven.
Why am I doing this?
This is going to, the proteins in the milk are going to brown, so it's going to give you a nice, dark, golden crust. And then the sugar is going to make it crispy. It's going to make it just a little bit sweet. If you're making a savory pie, I would still brush it with milk. I would omit the sugar. Great, you want to stick that in the oven
yeah,
for
let's
us?
put it in the oven.
Okay. We've let it cool for, maybe half an hour, 45 minutes, just so it's not piping hot, so that our filling will kind of stay together.
Yes.
Do you want to try it?
I definitely want to try it.
Okay, let's have some peach pie. Big slice?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, a quarter of the pie should do it.
Yeah, I think so. You worked hard for this. You deserve it.
Wow.
That's a good pie.
That is good pie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey, you guys, what do you got here?
Oh, hi, Bob.
Sarah's got another winner, I bet.
Well, actually, Matt got a winner. Matt and I
Matt got a winner?
I made this pie.
Oh, Matt made the pie.
we made some peach pie with
Awesome
our
stuff.
brand new gluten-free pie crust.
I'm so happy.
Would you like to try a piece?
Oh, of course I
Okay,
would.
let me slice you a piece.
I'm just thrilled that we're helping to put pie back on the menu for our celiac and gluten intolerant customers. All the ingredients in Bob's Red Mill gluten-free pie crust mix are processed and packaged in our dedicated gluten-free facility, and every batch is thoroughly tested in our quality control lab to ensure its purity. This gluten-free logo is your assurance that this product is safe for you and for your family. Safe, easy, and delicious pie. That is what you can expect from this exceptional mix. Look for Bob's Red Mill gluten-free pie crust mix wherever you shop, at grocers, at your favorite supermarket or natural food store, or online at Amazon, Vitacost, and our website, bobsredmill.com. From all of us at Bob's Red Mill, to your good health.
Pie?
It's really good.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Matt. I didn't think you had it in you. This is really good.